Marie, and you guys already know this is Boss Conversations. I say this every week, I have an incredible guest, but this week I really do have an incredible woman that's going to be joining me. And I'm just going to get her on right now so I can ask her some questions. We also have an in-person event that we have coming up this weekend that we're going to be talking about. Hey, Martin.
Hi.
Hey, what's up,
I'm
Mom?
here. How are you?
Good. How are
Good,
you?
good, good.
So I wanted to interview you for my Boss Conversations, and I really just wanted to show some love to you, Jackie.
Oh,
And I know her
thank
followers are
you.
hopping on right now. If you guys have ever gained any value from Jackie, drop some hearts in the chat. Hit that heart button that's right there, because Jackie, you are a woman that really just inspires. I'm not talking about a dozen people, 100 people. You really are somebody who just inspires thousands of men and women across the board in the entrepreneurial space. So, just welcome to Boss Conversations. And the first question that I like to ask everybody on my little micro series is, what does it mean to be a boss to you, Jackie?
Now, I mean, you already know my answer to that. But for me, a boss is, I think, for me, it's just that word is so loosely used on the internet where it's like, I want to be a boss. I want to be a boss. I want to be a CEO. But I think for me, the true definition of a boss is somebody that can put another person in a position to make money too. That's what I think a boss is. If you have money by yourself, that's great. You could be a boss. That's your definition of a boss. But for me, if I can put another woman or a man in a position to start a side hustle, to grow that side hustle, now we're all bosses.
You actually had a reel that went viral. Do you know what year that was that reel just went crazy? Because that was actually how I found you, was through that reel where were you were being interviewed by somebody, and I just remember that reel went crazy.
Yeah, that was like 2021.
Yeah.
It had to
Okay.
happen. It was like the
Yeah.
beginning of like when I started doing reels. That was the question that he asked me. He's like, what is a boss? What is a boss to you?
It's so crazy, and you do have a Reels course. And I remember as I was diving into digital marketing, branding, learning how to get paid yourself through your product, service, your offering, whatever that looks like. I remember I took your Reels course, and it's so crazy, Jackie, to reflect that like I didn't know how to do Reels, and following your course gave me the confidence that I needed to really like get out there and step into my true authenticity. I know that she's done that for so many of you. Even if you've never met Jackie, right? You feel her energy like through the screen. So let's talk about this. Like, let's rewind, man. You just made a post, and that post made me want to cry, where you have the different versions of yourself from a child to a teenager to a woman
20-year
that
old.
was lost to the woman, beautiful 40-year-old woman that you are today, grown ass woman.
40.
Okay.
Let's go.
So
Um,
tell me, about that journey of healing and hustling, and your mindset prior to getting into entrepreneurship. Let's go there.
so that real that post particularly, I do post like that to celebrate myself, but also to inspire others that, life is gonna life, right? So the very first image was me as a 3-year-old, and the tag was like, "Are we there yet?" And then the next one was teenager me, and I was like, I don't know, I'm a little lost right now, because that's how I felt as a teenager. I was 13 years old, hanging out with like thugs, because that's what we did back then in the 90s, where it's like, yeah. And then I got
Yeah.
mixed up with like my ex, who's like way older than me, and I just felt so lost, like, and I had no idea where I was going in life at all during my teens. I was like literally just lost. And then 20-year-old me, I'm a single mom at this time. I'm still go-go dancing, and, like, sorry. And I'm like talking to all the versions of me, and I'm like, I'm trying, guys. I just keep failing. I don't know, you know. And then the next picture is 40-year-old me, and all I said was, don't worry, guys. I got us now. I said, we're safe, and I got us now. Because I think safety is something that we don't even think about that we need, right? Like,
Yeah.
I grew up thinking that I'm going to make these decisions because I want to be happy. I want to be happy. But in all honesty, after starting therapy and like, I just wanted to feel safe. And
Yeah.
all those versions of me, I wanted to just feel safe. Whether it was like, you know, being a victim of like SA as a 5-year-old, you know, like
Yeah.
I needed to feel safe, physically safe, emotionally safe to tell somebody what happened to me. And then like teenager me, I'm getting physically assaulted by this old ass man that I'm with.
Yeah.
And it's just like all these things of like just feeling safe and then not trusting yourself to make decisions, like, because a part of you will blame yourself, like, did I ask for that?
Right.
Did I, you know, do that? Like, did I do something to invite that? No. So again, my whole thing with my business is I will always be grateful for my business, not because of the money. Yes, thank you. We like money, but like also it showed me everything that I needed to fix about myself. Everything. Everything. Like, if you really want to know what you're made of, if you really want to know who you are today, start a business, because
Yeah.
it's going to teach you all these things that you never knew was even a problem.
Right.
And I tell people that, where it's like, look, if you lack boundaries in your personal life, guess what? Your business is going to lack policies.
Right.
If you don't know your worth in your personal life, guess what? You're going to have a hard time asking for your price.
Yep.
You're going to have a hard time asking for a deposit. I'm non-confrontational. You're not going to be able to enforce your policies. You're 30 minutes late. That's $15 or
Right.
whatever, you know,
Right.
like I'm canceling your appointment. Like, so when I tell people you got to heal as much as you hustle, it's because it coincides with each other. Like,
Right.
I swear to God, like you can't even help it. Some people will fall into like victim mentality, like, oh, this is just happening to me again. But it's like, it's happening for you, right?
Yeah.
Everything that happens for us. So in the growth of my business, I started seeing, right? I started literally seeing that as I got better as a person, my business just started getting better too, like hand in hand. So when they, you know, whenever people like don't mix business with pleasure, I'm like, I gotta mix my life, both of
Yeah.
them. Like,
It's a fusion. I mean, in this day and age, I feel like it's an infusion, it's an embodiment. Especially as an entrepreneur, you don't want to do something for the money but hate what you do. You want to show up. You want to have that energy to apply to your business. When did you know, Jackie? Because you know we know that being an entrepreneur, there's so much growth that goes along involved. You can't become the same. You can't be the same person today. That's going to be the person that makes 7 figures. You have to evolve, and there is an evolution in life and business. But when did you know that leaving your stable nursing job and jumping off the cliff of entrepreneurship was the path that you were going to take? When did you know that?
oh shoot, do you mind, can you pin that comment, Whitney, really quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I started my business, it was because I would love to say that I did it because out of passion, and I do love brows. I love what I do, right? But I started it out of necessity. I just finished my master's program for nursing. My student loans were going to start to kick in, 112K worth of student loan debt. And when I tell you guys that the private school, the the student loan system is so predatory,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't bat an eyelash. We don't even think twice. Like, cool, take my money. I need to get this degree.
No,
So
I heard some crazy things about like somebody be paying years on their loan and they just found out that they were paying the interest and they hadn't even been making a dent in their loan. So I hear a lot of that.
So for me, it was like, I did it. It was like, get another job as a nurse to pay off this debt or start a side hustle.
Right.
So I already wanted to start doing brows before I did my nursing program, my master's program. I was like, oh, I'm just going to wait. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. I did it. I started my business in my son's room because he wasn't sleeping in it anyway.
Yeah.
And I could not even imagine that my business would be where it's at today from starting in that room.
Yeah.
Right? So just the idea of like, just do it. Like, everybody out here has all these ideas. They're so scared to start. It's like, what you scared of? Like, I'm more scared of being the same person I was last year than anything. I don't want to be, I want to grow, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was very humbling.
Did you
The
have
beginning
mentors? Did you have mentors along your journey? Like, let's talk about that. Like, did you have people that maybe they were friends and family that were in your ear that were telling you to, what are you doing? Questioning like your path?
Yeah. I mean, people are like, why would you want to start a business? You already make a lot of money. And again, like, they're not saying it to discourage me, especially my family. My family is so supportive in the craziest way.
Yeah.
They, you know, and even my dad, you know, fast forward, we're making all this money and I finally leave nursing. I left nursing, but you know, I stayed at nursing for 2.5 years as I grew my business. But again, you need this certain level of crazy to make something out of nothing. You're literally pulling an idea out of your head and you're like, I'm gonna do this. And then you bring it to life. You gotta be a little crazy to make it happen, you know? And it's like, fear is not part of it. You can be crazy and dedicated, but you can't be fearful, crazy, and dedicated. This shit ain't gonna work.
Well, what do you do, Jackie? Because what do you do is like, as an entrepreneur, when those thoughts of self-doubt do creep in and you do question if you're on the right path, like, what is your protocol for that? And knowing that, you know, what do you do when you experience that, or have you experienced that on your journey of like questioning your path?
Fear is always going to be here. Okay. Like, let's just be clear. Hold on. Sorry. My throat is so dry. I'm getting over being sick. So fear is always going to be there. Okay. It's always going to be here. But instead of using it to make a decision to stop something, don't use it as like fear, danger. I don't want to go there. Use it as a way to slow down and think and observe and reassess. Like, I'm never going to use fear to make a decision for anything that I do, because at the end of the day, if you make fear-based decisions every day, all you're going to be left with is a life of regret. That's the sum total of what you are going to do. So whenever I get into these spaces, right, where I'm like, is this where I want to go? Like, just recently, my recent crossroads was, do I want to take a nano brow class, or am I going to take that money and invest it into a med spa? Right? Continue on this brow path, even though, like, I still love brows and I still do brows, but is that what I want? Like, is it what I want? You know? And it's so hard to remove yourself from something that is successful and sustainable. But, you know, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I've always wanted to own a med spa. I want to use my nursing license again. Like, let's go. Let's run it. And I didn't know if it was going to be successful or not. I just knew that I was going to do something. I'm going to try. I'm going to make it work regardless. And just the med spa alone, I think the first set of clients that I started taking was August. We already hit 40K.
Damn. And that's just the med spa. I know that you have your other avenues too and your other facets.
Yeah, that's just my third business, you know? So it's like, if I would have taken that investment and stayed on a safe path where it's like, okay, brows, I'm already known for brows. My name's Brow Baddie. And like, I would have just learned a new brow technique. I would have went that way and it would have been okay. Would I have made 40K? No. Not off nano brows, not off. No. You get what I mean? So it's like, I followed what I wanted. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it pays off. So for me, everything that, there's so many amazing things on the other side of fear. So it's like, the protocol for me is, number one, for me, it's 80-year-old Jackie.
Yeah.
There's two people in this world that I want to ensure are happy. 8-year-old me, letting her know, like, hey, we're safe now. I got you. We're safe. We're not ever gonna, not have blankets and clean towel. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna do that. You're gonna have food that matches. Like,
Yeah.
you're good. You're safe. When you see me doing things that are brave, it's for 80-year-old me. 80-year-old Jackie. I don't want her to be on her deathbed like, did you do? Like, what did you do this whole time? Like, you were so good at this and you really love this and you love helping people do this. Like, what did you do? Why?
Right.
Why? And it's like, that's who I do it. I do it for that. Whenever I'm scared or whenever I'm going through my fear, I just tap into 80-year-old Jackie, the one that's lived a life of like amazing things, that's helped a lot of people along the way. Like, I tap into her.
And let's talk about the pivot and like the evolution. I mean, you talked a little bit about the evolution, about how you're constantly evolving, that you're not just one thing. And you recently went through the changing of your Instagram handle and you expanded it, you expanded it bigger than being known as like Brow Baddie, knowing that's where you came from. But let's talk about that pivot into digital marketing. When did that happen for you? And when did you like really realize like, wow, this is powerful and this is the future?
So my start in virtual, like transitioning into the virtual space, was during the pandemic. The beauty industry got rocked. We got rocked to the point where we were the last to open back up. Like, they were opening every other store but the beauty industry, which was crazy to me. Okay, so the pivot, I was over here selling t-shirts. Like, this rent's gonna get paid. Like, I don't care. I made shirts that said "back that ass up," and me and my kids were tie-dyeing it. Like, we were like in the thick of things, right? So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start doing virtual training. So I started doing virtual training. We started doing, the part one was like via Zoom, and then the next part was like, once we open up, we'll do your model day and we'll proceed, right? We'll learn and all that stuff. The thing with me, when I started my online courses, when I started Be Baddie University, that was also a fork in the road.
Yeah.
Because again, it was during the pandemic. I'm sitting in front of my computer. I know I want to make this online course, right? My very first course was Hustle and Motivate. It was very inspired by Nipsey Hussle. That was around the time that he passed away. And or a year before or something like that. But anyways, I just love his marathon, like the idea of like, just keep going. You know what I mean? So Hustle and Motivate was the very first online course I created. And it was everything that I wish I would have known as a business owner.
Right.
Like, you don't know shit going into your first year. Nothing. You just think, I have this product, I'm gonna sell it. I have this service, I'm gonna give it. That's it.
Yeah.
And then your mind blown is like, taxes, freaking insurance, opening a storefront, like, what you got, permits and this and that. And I'm coming from the medical field and I'm like, what the hell? What is that?
They're like, you gotta get your certificate of occupancy. You gotta get all these things. Like,
girl, and I was like, no, there's got to be. I said, I'm making a course and I'm gonna teach people everything that I wish I knew the first year of my business. Right. So I'm sitting in front of my computer. It's during the pandemic. Like, I'm just like, I have this idea. I love it. And I know everybody needs it. I know people need this information. Nobody is talking about it. But the damn thing costs $1,400 to sign up for Teachable. It's the pandemic. We're shut down. I'm over here like, do I got that? And I was like, you know what? I was like, we're going to find it. We're going to get it. Like, we're going to find it somewhere. So I just was like, I could have easily walked away from my computer and just said, no, I'm not doing that. I can't afford that. But instead I said, put it on the card. And I just started getting to it. I sat there probably for like 5 days straight, just typing, because ChatGPT was not around and I didn't know how to do the voice note thing where you could write it out for you. I sat there in my little My fingers were about to fall off. And then I spent 3 more days recording videos explaining all this stuff, right? And the day that I launched it, I was just talking about it to everyone, letting everyone know, like, hey, like, these are things that I wish I knew. And if you want to learn it, like, I'm dropping this course. It's coming out. Like, stay tuned, whatever. And when I tell you that I was so nervous to drop it, but I pressed publish before any of my courses. Before I hit publish, I always pray over them, and I always say, dear God, please bless anybody that is taking this course. May they find prosperity and abundance in their business. May this help them evolve into the next person that they're supposed to be. I literally pray over the course, right?
Love that.
And I hit publish and I went to sleep. I didn't want to know if anyone bought it. I didn't want to know anything about it. That I was nervous because like nobody was doing online courses. It was very minimal people doing online courses, and if they were brow courses. They weren't business courses, right? So I pressed publish. I told everyone it was done. I dropped it and I took some NyQuil and went to sleep because I didn't want to be like checking my phone. I just said, God gonna take care of it. God gonna take care of it. I woke up the next morning to $4,500.
Wow.
Now, can you imagine if I would have let fear talk me out of that? If I would have told myself, oh, we don't got that right now.
Right.
If I would have let a $1,400 problem get in the way of that $4,500 drop. And the even crazier thing is that course by itself, without a sales funnel, made $350,000 that year.
Hell, girl, in 2021?
2021, 350K without a sales funnel, just by itself. I would have made more if I had a sales funnel now that I know better. But you know, like,
we only know we're putting one foot in front of the other. Listen, I mean, like, just reflect on that. Like, just reflect on that. That's not even that long ago, guys. We're talking about a total change in the landscape of how people do their business and how you can make money. And this is why I call it the digital Wild Wild West, because we're only talking about the last 4 years. And you're talking about pre-Chat GPT. I mean, how incredible is Chat GPT for us business owners and scaling and what's coming down the pipeline with AI?
It's so crazy. I love it. ChatGPT knows me so well. I could ask it to write me a cease and desist letter, and it will have my letterhead and everything on it.
In your tone.
Yeah, in my tone. Write it in my tone. Like, I really love ChatGPT, but that's what I mean. Like, too many people will choose a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. You know, like.
Say it again, girl. Say it again for a little louder for the people.
I'm gonna drop it one more time. Stop choosing a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. Like, I could have easily just walked away from that computer and said, you know what, I'm just going to sell my shirts. I'll wait for the pandemic to lift, to go back to work. I'll just wait and be stressed out every day.
Yeah.
That taking my heart and saying, you know what, I'm going to do this because I know this shit is going to help people. Like, it's going to, because that's my goal, was to help other beauty entrepreneurs understand this information. All these people are pumping out certificates to be brow artists. Nobody's talking about the business. Nobody is talking about the business side, right? So that's why I did it. I did that course, and it still makes money till this day. And 4 years later.
And you keep reinventing yourself. You keep coming out with, because again, the landscape is constantly changing. So it's an evolution of learning how to, you know, we all have these gifts. And I even see Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi, if you follow them, they have their whole targeting is exactly what you and I are talking about right now. How to monetize your genius. You know, how to scale past your own 2 hands in 24-hour days, because beauty bosses, you already know, you know, I come from the fashion service industry, like how much energy you spend in that traditional brick and mortar model. Not that it's wrong, not that nobody can be successful, but just that the times are changing and that there's an evolution process. So you mentioned that you didn't have any real mentors looking up. And that was a big driving force in you becoming a mentor that has been out here helping, men and women all over the world with their business. I saw somebody who was in here who was in Kuwait, which was so cool to see. We're able to teleport through these screens and touch lives all over the world. And I really feel like we're on the precipice. We're just barely scratching the surface. I mean, if you think about it in our human existence, right? So you are putting together an event that's happening this Saturday. And I want to talk about that because I want to talk about how important it is for people to get around people that are mentoring you, that are a few steps ahead of you in life, people that you relate to. I know for me as a lone wolf entrepreneur for so many years that finding community and resonance, especially within women, nothing wrong, men, you're welcome here too, but like resonance with the women that are out there like building. So what made you want to put together this in-person event? Tickets are in my bio, you guys. In-person, also online event, because we work in the digital too. So let's talk about that.
So the reason why I wanted to put that together is for two reasons. Number one, it's a Q4 event. So these are things that you should know in Q4 of your business. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, Q4. We are in Q4 right now. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many business owners do not have a tax strategy?
Yeah.
You don't have a tax strategy? You should know. Like at the bare minimum, you should know how much you're projected to make by the end of this year already. Like me and my accountant, we meet every month and he already knows how much I'm projected to make. When you know how much you're projected to make, guess what? You also know how much write-off or how much money you got. Like, okay, do you want to pay? You're going to pay this in taxes if you don't spend X amount of money, right? Okay, like Jackie, you got to spend 15K on something. Go buy some supplies, get some courses, get something, or you're going to have to pay that back in taxes.
Yes.
So when people don't understand these things, these operational things of their business, they end up paying more in taxes for shit that they could have wrote off. Right. So we have our tax person coming, my CPA is coming. Another person that's coming is my accountant, because we need to know that we are a profitable business. Mm-hmm. Most business owners don't even know what a P&L is, mm-hmm. what a profit and loss sheet is. Yep. How do you know that you are in the green if you don't know what's going in and what's going out? Just because there's money in the bank does not mean that you are profitable. Right. So how to track your expenses to become a profitable business. These are things that are going to help you in Q1 of 2025, right? Then we have also a grant specialist coming. Why do I want a grant specialist in Q4? Because Q4, like I said earlier, that's when business owners are like, I have some money I need to give away. I have some money that I need to spend. Right. Why do you think that people increase the grants? There's so many grants getting pumped out right now because that is a write-off for those businesses. Adidas, I think, who just posted theirs? Amazon has theirs right now. Mm-hmm. And my reason for doing that is because I needed scholarships in high school. Yeah. Free money. Yeah. And nobody ever talked about OPM, how to get it.
Baby, OPM.
Other people's money. I want to go to college with other people's money, but I didn't know how to get it. I could have definitely got a single mother scholarship from somewhere. I could have got a Filipino American one or whatever. Like, they got scholarships for everything, but I didn't know how to access that. Yeah. And they were not teaching us those things. So as entrepreneurs, if you needed a scholarship in high school and you didn't get one, more than likely you need a grant for your business and you don't know how to get one. So you're not getting it. But it's like, for me, my goal is to like use other people's money, OPM, Q1 for my ad spend.
Yes.
So I have my grant person coming. She's going to be speaking about, like some fundamental steps on how to get the grant process started. And she already found me 3 grants. one grant for 5K, another grant for 10K, and another one for 25K.
I
Money
can't wait to meet
is
her.
a life-changing opportunity for people that don't have money for ads. Why is ad spend so important for Q1? And this, I'm going to go over these things in the workshop too, because Q1 is that new year, new me energy. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to lose weight. They want to go to the gym. They want to do career moves. They just are so amped up during that time. You better believe I want $10,000 running for my ads. Right?
Yes.
So it's like, if you don't, this is like a whole like key to me, right, guys? What you lack in money, you better make up in creativity. What you lack in money, you better make up in creativity. So that means you better be on this damn social media app, doing whatever you need to do to sell your service.
Right.
If you don't have money for ads, then you got to do that. If you have money for ads, cool, then maybe you won't need that. You know how to do Google? Cool, good for you, right? But you can't be both.
Right.
You can't not have money for ads and not want to show up on social media.
That's what it is, baby, because ads are pay to play. You know, ads are pay to play. Ads are a little more predictable business. But again, like if you don't have the resources to find out if you qualify for some of these incredible grants or have the cash flow because you're just starting, it's like works, honey. Like come in and learn these digital skills that we're teaching you. I mean, I know that you've even told me, you're like, I gained a lot of my following just by following the viral trends that were going out and I have it written up here, inspirational, educational, and what's the last one?
So I have 4 pillars that I use: inspiration, education, entertainment, and social proof.
There we go.
Those are the ones that I use when I'm doing, hold on. Sorry. So those work for me when I'm creating content. I run ads and I get it. Ads are scary, right? People are like, I don't want to run an ad. $450, that's a lot of money.
Right.
When I ran my ad for $50 because I was so scared. That was the first ad I ever ran. When I tell you nobody fucking saw my shit, nobody saw my shit for $50. You know? Nobody's gonna see your ad. So what I did to myself, the mindset switch for me was like, number one, you got to stop saying you're spending money for your business. You are investing money in your business. Yep. Spending makes it seem like when you say you're spending money, that makes it seem like there's no potential for your ROI. Right. When you're investing, that means you're waiting for a return on that investment. You have already changed the language.
Girl, your $1,400 that went to $350.
Stop.
Like if you
letting $100 problems.
$100, you wouldn't have got that $300.
I would have never got that $350K if I would have let a $1,400 problem get in the way of my business. Period. So stop letting these little problems get in the way of where you really want to be. Because I literally, and I also posted this earlier. I said, maturing is realizing that the money you have yet to touch is directly related to the money you have yet to invest. Yeah. Once you realize that, you know you're mature. You know you're an entrepreneur because it's all on you. So the way I started using ads was I just simplified it. Instead of telling myself $450, I just said, I need one person to book from this ad and I need my money back.
Right.
So my formula is whatever service you charge, how much you charge for that service, that's your ad spend. So if you charge $450 for ads, for browse, $450 for the ad spend. So now you could be like, I only need one person to book. I'm good.
Yeah.
Get 2 people to book. Guess what? Now the ad is profitable, or next month's ad spend is now paid for. Right. But if you're always on that scarcity, the thing of it is like when people are on that scarcity mindset where it's like, I got a client and they're still not grateful. I'm not booked yet. I am not booked all the way yet. Like I got one. Be glad for the one.
Yeah.
Because if you're happy for the one, everything else is abundant. Like people think that abundance comes from a plenty of full of shit.
Right.
You're abundant. If one mouse is enough for you, all you need is one mouse, and somebody were to send me a mouse, I'm abundant in mouses because I really only needed one. You get me? And people out here, they're not looking at it with gratitude, where it's like, gratitude is how you get to abundance. That's the number you can. If you are not grateful for what you have, you will never be abundant. And then you can have 100 fucking mouses, but if you're not like glad for the what you have, you're never gonna be abundant. You're always gonna be in that scarcity mindset. You're always gonna be looking for the next thing. So it's like learning how to be in gratitude is the key to your abundance. Everything is in abundance after that, you know? And that shit was in some real time shit, because, you know, my goal was always to help people.
Yeah.
And then somewhere down the line, I saw my friends making 100K a month, and I was like, then my goal switched. I was like, I want to make 100K a month. I went from I still always want to help people. But then once my goal went into the money, it started changing me. It started changing like who I was, you know? When I was like, wait a minute, like if I would have known that it would have cost me my mental health, it would have cost me time with my kids, it would have cost me things that I would have never paid, I would have never done it. I would have never done it, you know?
Do you mean the cost of chasing that?
Yeah. People want to make all this money, but it's like, you don't really know what you paid to get there until it's like, oh shit, I wouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? So it's like, just stick to the code. You want to help people with your service. You want to help people with your service. Stick to the code. The money will come. And yes, I was hitting that. I was getting that. I was in over 100K a month for months in a row.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I'm fucking exhausted. This is tiring. Yeah. I'm not spending time with my kids. I'm like leaving my kids at like, you know, they have awards ceremonies. I'm like, I can't go. Like, I gotta work. And it's like, you have this fake belief in your head, like you're doing it for them. No, girl, you're doing it for yourself. You know? So that selfishness, luckily, like my heart, I'm always self-reflecting. This is why it's important to self-reflect, because I never wanted to be there. I never wanted to do that. You know what I mean? Like, so keep it, self-reflect and be like, I'm changing, and be honest. I'm changing who I am, and it's not good. It's not for who I want to be. So yeah, when God, you know, and God always going to give you signs. He's going to tell you fucking up.
Yeah.
And the fucking farther left you go on your path, the more you veer left, it's going to be a hard smack back to right. He's going to smack you straight back to right, you know? So for me, having those moments of like just wanting to find my center, wanting to find my clarity, it really helped. And like building the community. Yeah. So when it comes to mentorship, I invested in a mentor because I don't feel like people should be mentors of other people if they've never been a mentee.
Right.
If they've never experienced a structured program where it's like, you got to show up and you got to do this. And, you know, because then it's just like trial and error as well.
Right.
So when I invested, that was a $50,000 mentorship program for 1 year. Right. And I did that, and I made my money back for sure. And now I have all this knowledge. So the thing with me is like, people won't bat an eyelash, right? They'll be like, oh, nursing school, thank you. 45K, go ahead, sign me up. Won't even bat a fucking eyelash. They don't know about the interest. They're signing promissory notes that they don't fucking know what it said. Yeah. It could have said, you take my firstborn baby, and I wouldn't know. I was just so excited that they gave this broke single mom the opportunity to go to school to make a better life for herself, right? Right. But when it comes to like online courses and like people on social media, you know, that they want to learn from, they're like, yeah, she wants how much money?
They're like $98.
Yeah.
$500.
It's crazy. So it's like
I'm holding my shekels.
Reinvest it, right? So even like that, stop letting $97 problems get in the way of your six-figure business. Right now, there's people out there that need clients, right? They need clients, and I have my booked and busy blueprint. That shit is $97.
Yeah.
But they're like, I don't want to get it. But that's crazy. When you read the reviews, majority of the people that get it, they implement it. They make their 2 deposits. If you do $50 deposits, right? And you buy the booked and busy blueprint, you execute, you learn, you do it right away. All you need is 2 deposits to make your money back. And if you read the reviews on my thing, you will make your money back. Like, it's guaranteed. We do it all the time. So
scared money don't make money, baby. Like, again, you can't
expect yourself
to grow into 7 figures if you're not investing, because you and I know that, in the beginning, for a long time, it really is all about reinvesting back into your business and understanding those tax codes and knowing that you're better to spend and invest your money than giving it to the government. Like, I have a friend right now who owes 50 G's to the government, and I'm like, how that
nope,
happened, homie? Like,
not on my watch. I would have been like, I'm gonna go take another class. I'm gonna go buy this. For me, I always invest in Q3 and Q4 in mentors. This year, my goal was so when I did that 50K program, it was all about digital marketing, everything from freaking how to build a business coaching program. So I know how to do that. I know how to build a membership. I know how to build up funnels. I know how to do webinars. I know how to execute 5-day challenges. All those people, Russell Brunson that do 5-day, I know all their plays. I know all those plays. I know them all because I paid to play.
Yeah.
I know the info. When people see like, oh shit, Jack's doing a 5-day challenge, they don't know why. I have the why, right?
Yeah.
I know the why I paid. So for me, it's
information is bought, not taught, baby. Information is bought.
Information is sold, not told. Good
not told.
Information.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Like, so pay to play, because at the end of the day, everything that I know, I get to pass down to my kids. Generational wealth. Like, people talk about generational wealth being, real estate, money. Knowledge is generational wealth. Knowledge and entrepreneurship is generational wealth, because now who is going to teach my daughters and my son better than me? You want to open, Riley wants to be a vet. You want to open a clinic? We doing it.
Yeah. Hey, girl, I believe you. I tagged you in something today. I'm like, you say it, I believe it. Like, because you're just so inspiring. You're so inspiring.
Gianna wants to open her own salon. You better believe we're opening her salon. She's gonna get her own nail bar.
You have your daughter. She's like crushing it on the nails. She's only like 18 or 19, right?
She's
like,
19. She made 70K last year. She's probably making 80 or 85 this year. I didn't touch that kind of money until I was like a nurse.
in 150K
debt. That was an upside down business investment, if you want to talk about one. But now I'm using it. Now I'm
I love it.
I got my med spa, so it's a good investment, right?
What else and the event is actually at your med spa, which I'm excited about. And like, why should people get close to the fire? Why should people come and buy a ticket in person? Get there in person, you guys. Like, I know space is limited for in person, but I
think there's only like 15 tickets left for in person.
Almost sold out. Okay, so tickets are almost sold out.
We're trying to keep it intimate, but I mean, if there's anything that I've learned when I look at social media, is if there's somebody that inspires me, I'm going to get as close to proximity as I can to them. Because the closer you are in proximity, the more you're going to learn.
Yep.
If you watch my lives, you're going to learn a lot. But how close are you in proximity to me? Right? Versus somebody that's in my mentorship program where we meet every week.
Right.
They're asking direct questions. They have access to me on a Telegram group. They're closer in proximity. Somebody that is in my one-on-one mentorship, guess what? They're even closer to me in proximity. This is an opportunity to get close to me and other entrepreneurs that are successful in their respective field for $47. Like, it's just never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen again. So you get to be in the space and be in the energy and just like hearing inspiration. Like, Whitney's gonna be one of the panelists. She's gonna be talking about her journey, and it's like, this shit is for whoever wants it. You want to be a successful entrepreneur, you got to get in the room with other successful entrepreneurs. The theory is You are the sum total of the 5 people you fuck with the most. Who are you fucking with the most? Because for me, I'm talking about business with my friends. I'm talking about making money with my friends. Like, I'm not gossiping anymore. I'm not doing shit like that. Where Jackie, before, when I was like working my 9 to 5 and my friend would call, I'd be gossiping. Like, fuck it, I'm getting paid still regardless. And then I started my business. I started healing that toxic shit about me. Gossiping is toxic. Like, and I was doing it without a care in the world. Didn't even think anything wrong with it. And then I started my business. I was like, I don't got time for it. I don't care what that bitch is doing with her life. I need clients. I need to make sure my business is successful. Like, it's going to make you heal. Because you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose yourself. Do you want to sit there and talk about other people and what the fuck they're doing? And that is not going to get me paid. So I don't even gossip. I don't do none of that. Like, I would rather be talking about money, talking about business, talking about my next move, like making a flyer on Canva. You know, I'd rather do all those things. You know, so it's like, you know, I think mentorship is just super important in terms of like, how fast do you want to get to that goal? Because a mentor is no different from a professor, except for a mentor is doing what the fuck you want to do, right? So my only advice is when people are out there looking for a mentor, definitely use your discernment, because not everybody out there has heart or the integrity. You know, people will promise X, Y, and Z, and then you give them your money and they're like, see you later, you know? Like, so you have to use your discernment. Don't just fuck with people because they have a lot of followers, or just because they posted a bag and their Rolex, and you're like, oh my God, I love her life. I want to give her my money so I can live that life too. Like, you got to come with different requirements when you want to have a mentor. You have to, like, I love Jackie's story. It resonates with me. I think I could learn a lot from her. Or I like the way she speaks online. You know, the lives that she gives so much free game. Imagine how much more game you're going to get when you're actually in my space. Like, I don't have a problem giving free game on lives and stuff, because I'm never going to run out of shit to say. Like, I'm just not.
That's a fact, girl. I see you on your lives. I was like, dang, this bitch in the morning, she's in the afternoon, in the night. Like, you're in bed. You're like, I'm gonna be dropping some gems right now, and like
I'm just never gonna run out of shit to say. So it's like, find your mentor, but more importantly, feel the energy. Like, feel the energy in the space. And be honest with yourself too. Like, why do you think that? Why do you want this person? Because they have all these materialistic things. Money motivated? Absolutely not. You're not, you know. But if you're like, I like this person, they have a lot to bring to the table when they're just talking. I want to know more. I want to know more. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't get lost in the sauce of this app. Because I promise you, everybody got fucking problems. Everybody got problems.
I love it. And then we turn it on pain to power. I always like to say, I'm like, my magic trick is turning my pain into $100 bills.
Pain into purpose, baby. Like, all day.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to be talking about that. So I have my own presentation that I'm going to be doing at the end. I'm going to be teaching people how to do lead generation for Black Friday. We're going to be talking about sales funnels, how to make digital courses, all that stuff, and just how to utilize this app in the highest capacity, because y'all are not even scratching the surface if you're just doing reels. There's so many things that you could do. So I'm going to be giving some of those gems, like $47. I promise you'll make your money back just on one deposit, just being in that room, because I'm going to tell you exactly what to do.
All of the wisdom. I mean, there's a pretty big panel of people that are going to be speaking in their own profession, and just on top of what you said, what you're going to share with the grants and the CPA. I know we got Grant Gurley coming up. We have, just a lot of diverse people that are going to be showing up on this panel. So you guys I saw somebody asking, Doll Me Up LA, where to get tickets. So you guys can go to my bio. I have tickets in my bio that you can purchase. And then, Jackie,
you can comment Q4 here. Drop Q4. I think you pinned the wrong comment. Drop Q4 in the chat, and it should send you a DM. If not, send me a DM and I will send you the link. Or you could just hit Whitney's link in bio and it's there as well. Perfect. But yeah, get in the room. I mean, like, a mentor is like a fast forward button, you know?
Yes.
Because now you're not just operating off trial and error. Like, trial and error, people think it's free to trial and error. It's not. That shit costs money too.
It does.
Mistakes cost money.
And time.
But more importantly, it costs you blood, sweat, tears. You're going to have more imposter syndrome than if you had a mentor to be like, man, knock it off. I tell people all the time in my mentorship, if you don't freaking knock it off, like, stop. But no, we're not quitting. So what's the next thing? Because if you, listen, quitting just needs to be taken off the table. Because if quitting is not an option, then what's the next one? Okay, I'm going to go on Canva and make a flyer. I'm going to go create an email campaign. Take quitting off the damn table. I don't know. I don't even know why. That shit's not an option for me. It's not. It's no longer on the table. I'm not doing it.
This is why I love you. I love you. This is honestly, like, this is how I was getting closer to you, because I just started jumping on your lives. I started buying your courses. Like, God, like, I bought the Reels course. Come on. Like,
I know. That's like an OG course.
Reels? Like, that's crazy. And that wasn't even like that long ago. And I just got mad love for you. I got mad respect for you. You know, meeting you in person, doing our podcast together. You are exactly how you show up online is exactly how you are in person. And those are the, Vanessa vibes. I'm telling you.
We just can't be any other way. And that's one more tip we're going to leave with you guys before we jump off is the reason why I am who I am online is because I don't want everybody in my fucking space.
Yes.
I don't want it. Not every client is meant to be my client. I only want the women and men I am supposed to help. God, and I ask God every day, God, only the people that I'm meant to help, only the people I'm meant to impact. I only want them. I only want them. I only want them. And that's why I'm so blessed to be around mentees that are the same vibe, the same energy, the same everything, because I don't want everybody. And I'm not going to change who I am to make a sale. Like, go find who you need to be with.
Not all money is good money. I learned that from you. Yep. Like, not all money is good money. If you're gonna take my piece, it's not worth it to me. I keep my piece, and you can keep your shekels.
Yes, keep the money. I'll get money somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, if you change who you are for money, and it is not the vibe, you're gonna wish. Like, I wish I could just give this lady her $450 back, and we could just go about our way, go our separate ways. You know what I mean? Like, so just be yourself. It's so much easier.
Thank you for the permission. Thank you for all of that, man. Jackie, again, like, dropping gems per usual. You guys don't want to miss it. Reach out, comment Q4, reach out on one of her posts, comment Q4, go to the link in my bio, get your tickets, y'all. Only like 15, 20 tickets left for in-person.
15 tickets,
not even 20. 15 tickets left for in-person, so go and get your ticket right now for in-person, because y'all don't want to miss this heat and this fire that's about to go down.
So fun. And we have mimosas. And
come on!
Yeah, we have a mimosa, a bar.
Like, it's going to be fun as fuck, girl. I love you. Love you, Jackie.
Love you.
I'll see you later Saturday. And
yes.
I'll see you guys at the event. Tap in person, online. Don't miss it. Love you, Jackie.
Love you.
Right,
bye.